Hello, how's it going, everybody? So today we got a project and a half. As you guys saw, the last part of this whole series, this whole nice cube of acrylic that is useful for nothing as of right now has a leak right here in this corner. So I picked it up off here, moved it over, also went back to Home Depot, got some white semi-gloss exterior paint. And you guys are probably like, but like, why'd you do exterior? And I'm like, well, maybe it'll do better with, like, if it gets water on it, better than interior paint. I don't know, I'm kind of testing a theory right now that I had in my brain. So probably not gonna work, it's probably gonna fall off, but either way, we got some gloves so I don't get paint on me, because I don't want that on me. I got some screws because I got some hardy board, as you guys can see right there, 2 big pieces. I'm gonna wrap the outside of the stand in hardy board. So it'll just dress it up a little bit. I do understand that if the hardy board gets wet, that could be an issue. So I'm just gonna try my best to never get the hardy board wet. I'm gonna wrap it in the paint as well, or paint it in the paint, not wrap it in the paint, paint it with the paint as well to kind of help that side of it. I don't know if it's gonna work. Again, like I said, I'm testing a theory right now. If it works, hallelujah. If not, rip. So either way, I have to paint this guy right here. So we're gonna paint this guy all white. Once I'm done painting this, I've been drying this out. Hopefully it is all dry by now. I will squirt some more Weld-On 4 in here, and as well as on the inside. Hopefully that will help seal that. I will also squirt it a little bit on the outside just to, I don't know, hopefully that will help my situation, because I'd rather use the Weld-On 4 than more like silicone sealant, because I don't really have a reason. It dries quicker, there's less time it takes to, and then I can put water in it again, basically. So there's less wait time for me to have to wait. So what we're gonna start with, painting that bad boy right there. Done. Well, first coat done. I'm not going too crazy because, like I said, I'm wrapping it in the melamine board, which I'm going to then paint again white. So this is kind of just if there's any gaps in the board, this will kind of catch those gaps and make it look a little more seamless. If there happens to be any gaps, but you already know I'm the best, so like there ain't no gaps, duh. So now, since that's all set, I think I'm gonna go ahead and squirt this guy right here to get it sealed the rest of the way. Then let all of this dry. And then once this is dry, actually I gotta run and pick up a few more things for the filter, because I'll show you guys how I'm setting up the filter here today. And hopefully it'll make sense for you guys. This is the filter I will be using. It's a 20-gallon tank, I believe. 20. Oh yeah, 20 high. It is a 20 high, and it's gonna be the best filter I think I've ever built. That's a lie, probably not. It may be actually okay. Might be, we'll see. But we're gonna get all that stuff. I gotta run and get a few things for it. And then in the meantime, this will dry. Let me squirt this real quick. We'll go pick up what I need, come back here, and should be good to go. I did one bead all the way around the outside edge, because I can barely squeeze this in there. And hopefully, that should get her sealed. So as you can see, it's the next day. We went to Home Depot, we picked up some of this nice hardy board. I believe I said that. I honestly don't remember where I left this video off, but either way, went to Home Depot, we picked up some hardy board. I had to shave off this little piece here. It was sticking out a little bit, so we cut that. So there's a little bit of saw marks right there. Whoopsie daisy, but either way, we cut them down to size, so they're good. So as you can see, the whole thing is wrapped. Augie actually brought up a good point of getting putty or a silicone to kind of cover the screws a little bit, and that way it gives it a smoother, cleaner look. We're still working on coats of paint over here on the door, and smoothing it out is kind of the tricky part, because I don't really have the nicest of brushes or anything. I need like the spray gun thing. That's really all we got for right now. We're going to breakfast, and I'm actually going to film another video during this whole process. So while all this waits, I have to wait on stuff to dry because of paint and putty and this, that, the other. So either way, I'll pick up the camera and finish this video when we get to it. Hi there. It's been some days actually. So the last thing you guys saw was us slicing and dicing up on some hardy board. You know, that's the typical, you know, wrap it up, tap it, you know what I'm saying? Today, what we're gonna do is, well, hold on, let's backtrack a little bit before I show you guys what's rocking right now. So you guys have seen the tank, it is filled, it is now fixed. You guys have seen the process of it being fixed, I guess, for the most part. Now you all know it's filled. If you don't know that, go back and watch those videos. The whole build up, there's been a build series, it's a whole thing. So if you guys missed that, please go back and check that out. But what I have done is, well, one, we painted it all white, and then I added this gym foam is what it is. It's literally like just gym floor foam. And I use that instead of using like the neoprene foam that normally you would put on the bottom of the tank. You use like a little 8-inch piece, and it would, it kind of self-balances the tank. Well, instead, this was the closest thing I could find for this time frame, is I don't want to wait months and months for this stuff to come in. So we went ahead, we slapped that on top, and we're kind of at this point now in the series where it's time to start actually getting down to the fun stuff. So right here is the fully set up, completed tank for the most part. We still need to, as you can see, there's no filter underneath, there's no holes in the glass, anything like that. The other problem is you can see straight through it. So today, what we're gonna do for this part, I mean, obviously this is all the same video, but right here is the back side of the tank. We're going to paint this whole back side of the tank the same white as the stand. So what it's gonna look like is it's just gonna be one white piece up the whole thing, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, there's a fish in there. Like, it's gonna look like he's floating around. I think in my head, that's what it's gonna look like. We'll see when it's all done. If not, you can take a razor blade, you can scrape it off, you can paint it again. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it is acrylic, so it's a little more touchy, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I think white will look good. It's gonna be the exact same white, and it should be beautiful. And then tomorrow, Augie's gonna come over, and me and him are actually gonna drill all the holes, all the everything for the plumbing, peel off the bottom sheet right here, this bottom brown piece of the tank. We're gonna peel that sheet off. It's just a protective layer for the acrylic, just a little, almost like cardboard piece. Then we should be good. I want to show you guys how the filter is all going to work, how everything's going to work out, and it should be pretty easy, pretty simple. And all you guys can either use it if you'd like, or if not, just buy pre-built tanks, because it's way less stressful. So right now, let's get to painting the backside of this tank. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, what you guys have seen is a little bit of everything. We painted the back white. We got this prepared. So this is going to be in the place of a weir, this is my overflow. This is my outtake, as you can see. We can angle it any which way. I just have it sitting like that for right now. Drained all the water out of it, as you can see. And now we just have to cut a big hole in the back here, so we can design this pipe to go down and then into the filtration, and then the rubber piping to come up and back into there. So should be pretty simple. And then we're gonna pick it all up and drag it on inside, go in there, set her up, and she should be good to go. So let's get the plumbing figured out. Everything is situated now. We got this pipe here. It'll run down. This one goes down and around. I accidentally cracked this bulkhead, so I had to re-put on a new one. So luckily I ordered a 4-pack because that came in handy for this situation. And as you can see, there's the hole right there, and there's our tubes. I just have to set the tank that goes in here is for the sump, cut this hose, and then figure out the piping situation for the what you call it, for the filter. There's a bag that sits here, and that's where it's going to go. I have to order more, but yeah, there's a bag there. I'll explain it later. But what we got to do now is, actually, I did forget one thing. I forgot to add the, here it is, the little gate valve. So I gotta cut a spot right here. Add the gate valve in, and hopefully that will get this thing all situated. I think I'm gonna put it on this side here so that I can reach around the tank like this and adjust it that way. And that should eliminate any issues in the future if we need to either shut it off completely or, you know, tune it a little bit. But I think for the most part, we're gonna be running it wide open. That's probably gonna be the typical, just run her wide open, see how she does. Because obviously more flow, more clean water, more filtration being done, that whole deal. So let's get this thing, I'm gonna add this in real quick, cut this, measure this up right, and then we're gonna pick this, I'm gonna pull it all apart again, take it inside, glue everything together, and then fill it with water, turn it on, and get it running.
Oops, I spilled.
It's all done. We're ready for water. It is all plumbed out here, so I gotta stick this down still. I'm not really gonna care too much about down here how this looks as of right now, because we still gotta wait for our little filter sock thing, the heater, which I'm pulling out of his old tank. So basically just reusing the heater, but I don't want to take Kevin out or take his heater away, because then, well, that doesn't do a whole lot. But the house right now, AC's broke, so we're rocking 78 degrees, but it's gonna be sitting like this for a week. We normally keep the house around 76-ish, so it won't take very long to heat his tank back up. Not the end of the world to not run a heater yet, but we will get a little bit of fluctuation in the water and motion of your ocean or something like that. So, all right, let's fill this thing up. We're filling up. We're almost to the point where I can turn this and check all my plumbing. Who knows how well this went. We'll let the pipe fill up first.
She's filling up.
Woo! So far we're not leaking back here.
A little bit more water.
So I'm just gonna let this slowly fill up. Probably gonna fill it up almost all the way. And then I can, no, you can keep filling it.
It's
Oh.
up though. Up.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Try and loosen it just a smidge here. See how full we make this here. So I'm gonna get this all dialed in. If we have any issues, well, I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
Finally, this tank is complete. Baylor was a big help. We only ran into one little issue, which I didn't want to bother you guys with because there's really no point. It was leaking from the back of this bulkhead. It just wasn't tight enough. So I loosened it, redid it, retightened it, even put Teflon tape behind it just to really ensure it. But other than that, all our PVC over on the far side is doing good. This is probably nice and blurry for you guys, but I added a little wave anchor down at the bottom just to help kind of stir it all up. As you can see, it kind of picked up a little trail of stuff. But I want to get a bigger one for in here that is just swirling around and you never even think there would ever be a spot on the floor, if that makes sense. Oh, GoPro turned off. But like I said before, I wanted to show you guys the filtration, which we'll have the 4-inch filter sock there. That's our biomedia that we use. There's going to be a heater that gets placed in here, and then our return pump, which I may up the size of the return pump because it's a little small. This is how much it's kind of pushing out. You guys can kind of see more of the ripples on the water than anything. That's full blast, so I don't think that's quite it, but you know, for right now it's okay. It'll last in here for about a week. I have another return pump or DC pump, whatever you want to call it, that I'm not using, but it's back at my mom's house, so I'm gonna have to go pick that up when I grab Kevin, and maybe that will be grand finish to this tank. But other than that, this is it. If you guys would add anything, take away anything, I'm still waiting on a light and a lid. I'll explain the lid when it comes in. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a custom lid, but you customize it on your own, if that makes sense. I don't know how to, I don't know what I'm talking about. But either way, nice putt.
That's a nice putt.
It sure is. So either way, that's all I got. Okay, bye.